Welcome to NAGP Racing, Thursday night GT1 League. I'm Jack Ivey and I'm along with...
Hi everybody, I'm Curtis Chandler.
Hey Curtis, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. We're just talking offside here, getting ready for some Thursday night rambling, huh?
We are getting ready for, we're getting ready for Thursday night racing. I hope it's not going to be a repeat. It looked like last week was pretty easy going in the first bit there. Not too much in the way of penalties or anything.
You know what? I have absolutely no idea what happened last week. I was out of town. I've been off the computer. So if you say so, Jack, I'm with you.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe we didn't even have a broadcast last week, folks. Sorry, I was out of town as well. I guess real life business affairs takes precedence over our pastimes, Curtis. But I do have some stuff from last week's round 5 spa. And it looks like John Wathen was a naughty boy getting deep into Les Combs, and he's got a no qual for this week. And only one other incident on the opening lap deemed a racing incident. McIntyre and Andrew got together. No timestamps submitted, and only a couple of connection warnings. So it looks like it was a clean race last week. I'm sorry we missed it.
Yeah, imagine that, a nice clean race. You know, seems like there's been some tough times here lately, but maybe things are getting back to normal when we get some nice clean racing, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, it sure would be a refreshing restart if we could get everybody behaving themselves, at least at the start of these races, Curtis. I know you got caught up in that schmozzle last Monday night there, and it's a heartbreaker. I know everybody puts lots of time into this, and it's just terrible to have your race wrecked in 5 minutes after putting in hours and hours of time getting ready.
Everybody gets pretty excited at the beginning of a race, though, huh? You put the helmet on, get that red mist going. Yeah, but it happens. So,
it does
here
indeed.
We are tonight. We're in qualifying, huh?
We are in qualifying. Where are we tonight? Have you got any idea?
Yeah. I do. You know what? I printed it. We are in Estoril. It's a tricky little track. You know, it's got some hills and some long straights and tight corners. It's I think it'd be a little more well suited to the GT2 cars than the GT1 cars themselves. But here they are. If I remember correctly, it's got 13 corners. It is it's like 1.3 kilometers or something like that, isn't it? Something like that.
I've got a printout of the track, so I know where the cars are going. I don't even know what country we're in, Curtis. I am totally unprepared this week, as usual, relying on my trusty, informative, knowledgeable, intuitive cohort here on Thursday Night Racing.
Uh-oh. Man, put your faith in the wrong place that time.
Well, I do know it's in Portugal, and that's one of my favorite countries in the world to visit.
Never been, except for tonight. We're in Portugal.
Beautiful country, tough language to master. I think the Italian and the Spanish are easier. What do we got in store for tonight?
Well, we can go a maximum of 60 laps tonight, but that is not going to happen. Nice warm weather, more than likely. We'll probably go 56 laps of racing tonight, an hour and a half. Right now we're 21. We're about 4 minutes into a 25-minute qualifying, and I would suspect the qualifying times get down to the mid-32s. Seems to be about average. Where we're sitting right now, we've probably only got a few people out there that got some laps in. Look at that, low 32s. But it's a tricky track. We should probably hop on to somebody here. And it's a little deceiving in spots. You know, you think you can go deeper into the corners, but to me it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of grip. You go deep enough and do some heavy dive bomb braking or anything like that, the corners sneak up on you. And I was doing some practice laps out there. You watched that schmozzle I was doing, but
well, I was watching you there, and it did look like some of those corners were maybe a little tighter radius than they actually look out there on the track. I know on the track printout these corners are going to be deceiving and challenging for the drivers tonight.
Yeah, it's got to be some give and take, because it just looks so inviting, the corners do. It looks like you've got plenty of room to brake, and the natural flow of it seems to be decreasing radius, and that makes it hard to pass, clean passes at least, and a couple of spots, like I said, it looks so inviting.
Well, I'm on board with Sportelli now. He's currently in P1 and just started his lap into the first corner there. We'll ride along with him if you want to describe it.
Yeah, here's that first corner. Depending on your gearing, it's going to be more than likely a second gear corner. Under the bridge here, you can sweep through this right-hander, go down the hill a little bit, that big earth banking, and you got to jump down to second gear, bank the corner again. Levels out, so the car wants to be a little loose on it. This is when it'll sneak up on you slower than you think. Left-hander there. See, it's a long left-hander for the way it looks at the beginning, and then just sweeping, you can just put that apex, go all the way down. And another inviting braking zone here. You've got to make sure start braking before you hit that overpass. Otherwise, you'll just go off into that deep earth banking. Up the hill a little bit there on that left. You see some patches coming up here in the road. You can brake a little bit past the beginning of those patches into a right-hand corner and then go up a little bit of a hill here. You've got to get ready to brake right away. This is a tricky left-right uphill tight hairpin corner here. Chicane, more like. And into a sweeping right. Put that apex, downshift, and then you have this left-right. And this right, you've got to settle into a feather the throttle, and then pick the right moment to stomp on it, and get a good exit, clip that outer corner there, and just carry your speed all the way down to the start-finish line here.
Well,
that's faster on Estoril.
That worked well for Sporto. He is currently in P1 and set a new fastest lap in the process. Well, while we got a few minutes here, just going to go over the point standings here.
You know what? I just realized I was watching that whole lap on the live stream, which probably means I was probably about 5 or 10 seconds off everything you guys were all watching. Sorry about that.
Well, it wasn't too bad there, Curtis. You were only about a corner behind us, and it worked out all right.
Oh man, see what happens when you're gone a week? You forget.
Well, it'll take us a little bit to get back in rhythm, folks. For you viewers out there, thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Ivey. Is Curtis Chandler, our man of knowledge, with us. The Drivers' Championship, Aaron Parsons is in first place, but followed right behind by Chris Moses, only by 1 point. Rich Roman is in third with Poel, Maris, and Canavan. Now, David Canavan has dropped out, I guess, for the rest of the season, which will put Savoy into sixth place. Al Merriman, Laurent Weisman, Sportelli, and Ian Joliker round out the top 10 now. Team championships, we got PMR out in front with T. Brooke Dambam in number 2, the French Connection in third, Anger Racing in fourth, and H&C Racing in 5. 05 Motorsport, Elite, Amcan, Rolf, and J&J round out the top 10. They're in pretty tight points-wise. I guess every race may make a bit of a difference, but the PMR in the team championship is out in front by about 22 points.
The interesting thing about the team championship is there aren't any duplicates as far as makes. We've got the Lamborghini, the Chrysler, Nissan, Ferrari, Maserati, Koenigsegg, Aston, Swain, McLaren, Ford GT1. There's no one car dominates the field, and the points are, after 5 rounds here, they're still pretty tight. There's PMR, Chris Moses and Al Merriman up there in the team. They've got a 22-point lead, which isn't too bad, but that can disappear in one race. So, still pretty tight up there in the team championship.
Well, as we have seen here in NAGP, anything can happen in any race. It'll only take one DNF to drop any one of these teams down in points, and with it being this tight and this competitive, you could lose a championship in one race this season.
Yeah, the guys are going to have to keep it clean and keep it on the track for the team championship, and the top 5, 6 places. Well, David Canavan dropping out here. The top 6 places are all still in it. Everybody's still in it with Estoril, Algarve, Daytona, Laguna. Laguna's going to be the long hour race, and I forget where we're at next. What is it? Yeah, I won't even try. But there's a good mix of tracks. High speed and low speed tracks left for these guys to challenge them. So.
Yeah, good point. With all those different brands and titles in there for the team championship, it just goes to show what a great selection the committee's made in tracks this season.
Yeah, they've been good races to watch too. So.
Absolutely. I hope it's been fun for the viewers. It sure has been fun for us up here. Over to the leaderboard right now, we've got Sportelli in P1, Roman and Poel following him. Chris Moses, and that'd round out. Kevin Savoie is now pulled up into P4.
Yeah, and the McLaren F1 looking real good around here. These tight corners suiting at McLaren F1. Again, we've got a good selection of cars. The only doubling up right now looks to be the Koenigsegg. Turbocharged quiet vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful looking car, and not a lot of the guys they always make fun of the Egbert, but I like that car.
Another thing here, I was estimating probably mid 32s in the qualifying time, but Sportelli's pretty much shattered that one with a 31.9. It's a real good time for Sportelli in that qualifying phase.
Yeah, he sure is pulling the stops out here in qualifying, because he didn't show that earlier in practice when I was watching him.
I didn't notice any times in practice since I was out there trying to memorize the track, staying out of people's way.
How was that big Corvette out there?
Terrible. I think there's a reason nobody picked it.
Well, it's a good car to sit in and broadcast.
So, we got just a second here. We got 12 more minutes left in qualifying. Just want to remind everybody, if you go to the North American GP website, right there on the front page, you'll see a link for live timing. You click on the GT1 live timing tab, and you'll get a little graphic that'll pop up there, little green dots showing where everybody is. You can click on your driver, follow your favorite driver, see where their positions are, see their best time, their last time. See the running order, see how much time is left, session progress, weather. There's a weather tab, and click on the weather tab as well. So open up another window there and follow along that way as well.
And don't be shy, send us a chat, let us know who you're cheering for. We'll be sure to get them up on the screen so you can watch how your driver's doing.
I have 8 hands going here. I'll try to do a little bit of texting as we all ride along here tonight.
I see you've been doing that, Curtis, and I don't know how you guys manage to multitask like that. I barely can figure out how to sit here and watch the race.
Amazing creatures.
Riding along now with David Poel as he comes to the first sector split. He's currently in P5. About 2.5 100ths off the pace in the first sector. It looks like a good run with David. I think we'll hang in here and see how he finishes up.
bad either. Sitting there in 9th, Chris Moses' teammate.
Yeah, that is quite the team they have put together. Big Al and Chris Moses out in front in the team championship.
Saw him in earlier. Andres Prieto. Mentioned him. He's done real well here the last few races, and I saw him up there maybe in the top 5 or 6 there for a second, but it looks like he may have dropped out. I'll have to come back in the second session. So yeah, Andres, who's won the last time out here at Estoril, and placed second season before that. So one of the fast guys who just happens to be in a McLaren as well. So we'll see if him and Sportelli have shared setups. Andres Prieto, who we'll see. About 8 minutes, he pops back in here. He'll be starting from the back of the pack if he does, and maybe he'll pull off of what he did Monday night.
Wow, that was
disconnect Monday night and had to come all the way back to 3rd, huh?
That was a drive and a half. I think I cannot imagine how tired that guy must have been at the end of that. And good on Mr. Parsons. I mean, he raced him right to the end and took that spot away from him within, I think, in the last lap or the second last lap. It was a heck of a finish there.
That was a great finish. That was fun to watch too. The replay, just like we'll be able to do tomorrow night after this, huh?
Absolutely. You know what? Those guys on Monday night do a great job broadcasting. Hats off to them. You guys who are watching tonight, you want to tune into Monday night. The action is fast and furious on Monday night with huge turnouts there. I think we were running 39 cars there on Monday night. It's just insane out there Mondays.
They are. And those broadcasters, Alan Merrimon and Brad Maris, they're both racing here tonight. So we like to keep tabs on them, the fellow broadcasters. Hope to never give them the broadcasters curse, though. We never, talk about them. We just watch them crashing off or anything.
Curtis, I think we are infamous for the broadcaster's curse.
Broadcasters. Who are we going to give it to tonight?
Well, we're going to try to give nobody the broadcaster's curse tonight. Currently, I'm following around here at P10, Aaron Parsons. A little surprised to see him that far back, but boy, oh boy, it doesn't seem to matter where this guy starts. He's going to climb up in the rankings as well.
He seems to have a little bit of hard time getting that car in qualifying pace this year, but we've seen him just slowly work his way up during the race, and looks like he might have to do that again tonight.
Yeah, that's another one. Very similar. Gregory Myers hasn't seemed to be qualifying as well this year, but boy, oh boy, that guy is smooth and steady and works his way up near the front.
Yeah, it seems like after the pit stops, there he is in top 10.
Well, there you go. Gregory Myers is sitting in P21 right now. He's got the car in the garage. Greg, get that car moving, boy.
5 minutes left. Maybe he's not that interested in qualifying. He's just kind of playing around with his race setup.
Well, with 5 minutes left, Greg, get her out there. I think that 131.90
guys are all within what?
Yeah, the top 15. Boy, oh boy, look at in that 133 zone. I mean, in the 132 zone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 drivers in the 132, and the next half a dozen drivers in the 133. So it's going to be close tonight.
It's close. Running about They are running about the same times they ran here last time. Maybe just a little bit quicker. Yeah, just a tad bit quicker. So guys been able to tweak on setups that they may have had from last time out here.
Well, doesn't really surprise me. Curtis, it seems that every time I go in the history books and take a look at the tracks and go out on the tracks, you guys are plowing around there 2 seconds faster than you were the last time we were at the track. So the past results page, we might as well take those out and just rip them out of the books and throw them away because you guys are breaking all the records.
I know, I get out there practicing during the week, and it's like, all right, hey, I'm faster than my pace, and you get on there and race night, and it's like, wow, I'm still 2 seconds down. Lovely. But it just gives you something to work for, right, Jack?
It does. In fact, any of you guys that are out there that want to join the NAGP, come on along. We've got 2 racing series underway right now, Monday night and Thursday night. Saturday looks like she's gearing up to start up again. You know, there's great racing from the front to the back. You know, as crazy as it might sound, Curtis, I had the most fun racing last Monday night. I had the best time of my NAGP 4 seasons, finishing 23rd.
Nice. And you beat me.
Well, no, I did. No, I beat the other guys who I was racing with. You can't beat somebody who gets crashed out of the race. That doesn't happen in real life. I'm sorry, I don't count that.
What do we got left here? 3 minutes, 25 seconds?
We got about 3:25.
Anybody's going to go any faster than what they've done now, huh?
No, it doesn't look like it. I'm on board with Juan Monroy, but he is down for his time. He doesn't look like he is going to punch up it there. On board right now with Rich Roman. Let's see how he comes to this sector. Rich has been looking speedy all night, though. Practice before and now.
Look at these qualifying times, you know.
He's only
just going to be bragging lights.
He's a half a second off the pole. Let's see if this is going to be good enough to move him up. Rich is driving the Maserati MC12. He's with H&C Racing out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. He's going to stay in P4. Andrew Werner in P6. He's about a half a second off the pole pace, and he pushes it into the kitty litter. Chris Moses, P8.
You know, looking at past results, looks like the McLaren and the Maserati both have always done well around here. The McLaren has won once, and the Maserati got a first and second. The McLaren third back in 2009.
Well, that bodes well for H&C Racing. Chris Moses coming up to his plate.
Temperatures are pretty hot.
Chris has just set a time of just about a half of a tenth of a second under the pole in the first sector. I'm going to stay on board here with Chris and see how he does.
Looks like he's got a clean track ahead of him too, so.
Well, you know, some of these wily veterans know when to pull her out right at the end and lay the hot one down and jump up into that starting pack.
Up to that hairpin.
He is about 7/100ths off the pole, but it might be enough to move him up a spot or two.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time in that section. 3/4 of a second. So. Lost even more time.
Not enough. Staying at P8. Pull out for one last gasp at it.
About halfway through the lap.
Well, his sector split time will tell us if we should stay out or just park it.
Close to that sector. He might be able to finish a lap. He's close enough. Stay on it, David.
And
he lost time there.
And he was pretty close at that split time, though.
Yeah, we got up on that curve and had the lift. So I don't think he'll be able to pull it off. He might be able to get up there in a second, though. Nope.
Nope, and that pretty much is going to finish us out, I think. Savoie coming through.
Finishing up. Nope. Stays in fifth. That's going to do it. Conti won't have time. He'll be finished here.
Well, that's it for qualifying. Boy, 3/100ths of a second. That's Sportelli. Not much of a spanking, but he spanked him and showed him the 131.
That's a really good qualifying time. I think that's what, 3/4 of a second faster than the last time we were here. And still with the high temps. Temperature's up to 101. Excuse me, 111, so.
Yeah, you were out in the track, Curtis. What was the tire temps like when you were out there? How's wear going to be a factor tonight?
Well, if it's real slippery, it could be a factor. And between that and the tire, if the ambient temperatures get way high, I don't know if it will really affect anybody's strategy as far as you're going to have to change the tires. No one's going to be able to double stint. So I would, unless if it's around the 90 degrees Fahrenheit mark, 100 degrees, I think you'll be able to go with the mediums. Anything over that, probably consider the hards. We got 56 laps tonight, so that's asking a lot of the tires to go, that half distance. 28 laps. Definitely won't be able to run soft, so.
Well, I don't see any big surprises out there on the leaderboard. I don't know about you. The only one that stands out to me like a big sore thumb is Craig. He's got me baffled here. I don't know about you. He's just got me baffled. I don't know what Greg was doing out there tonight. He wasn't doing anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's just practicing his race setup. I mean, that's kind of what he does. Waits for people to make mistakes in front of him and find his race pace early enough and just run that pace. Normally he'll stay out a little bit longer than anybody else. He's easy on the gas, easy on the tires. Pick off people as he moves along.
Well, he is one guy who will watch to move up, but I can tell you from 4 seasons of experience, folks, it's not easy starting at the back.
Maybe the only one that really kind of surprises me is Marty Aaron and Brad Maris. Those two back there in 12th and 13th. Maybe they might be able to out-qualify a few of the people up there in front of them. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to be hated on.
That's all right. We're broadcasters. We're allowed to be outspoken, Curtis.
But I know Brad has been working hard, trying to find his pace. So Aaron Parsons carrying some weight, not bad in the 10th. Pretty good run for Solberger.
Well, I might mention Brad Maris is always also one of our driving instructors here at NAGP, and a little shout out to you other drivers. If you need any help, get hold of Brad. And Brad, if you're watching this, I need some help. Well, there's warm-up. Chance to get out. Shake it out a little bit. Practice your into the pit area. Always a concern. Don't want to get in too quick and catch a speeding violation to get a drive-by.
And as I suspected, Andres Fredo, he did have a disconnect, so he's going to be starting at the back of the pack. He's out there right now, so we'll be watching him coming through the field maybe now.
Oh yeah, I definitely would keep my eye on Andre, and you know what, Andre at the back there with Wathan and Myers, that's going to be interesting at the start to watch those guys pick their way through the back of the traffic, moving their way forward, because I know those guys are going to want to move forward as quick as they can.
Yeah, I know a couple of them will know not to put up too much of a fight, because they saw the times that he was running in practice and qualifying. They won't make it easy, but they're not going to make it too hard, I don't think.
Well, let's hope not. You know, we've seen some guys getting held up in previous races. It's a pet peeve of mine. Let's hope it's clean out there tonight, and everybody has got their race manners on, and we got a good hour and a half of sportsmanship-like racing here. I got John Sportelli out in P1 there. You know, there's one guy who's sort of all over the board for me. I never know what to expect out of John. You know, he gets the odd little mistake that costs some positions, but he's always optimistic and a danger no matter where he starts from. It's going to be interesting to see how he takes this one off the pole.
Well, we know he has a car. You know that the McLaren's been a good car around here, so attempts. I think it was him that was saying something about the tires on that McLaren getting a little warm sometimes. So if the temperatures are up high, maybe he's one of the ones going to have to take it easy, not wear out those rear tires.
Well, he's teamed up with Sam Rolfe, and you know what? I can see from Sam's driving this year that Sam has teamed up with a couple of great drivers and getting some great tips, and he is quite improved this season over last.
Yeah, Sam has picked up a lot of speed here. And I think a lot of that has to do with team chemistry. If you team up with a guy you like, and you guys have kind of the same driving style, like the same thing in cars, you can really show in your results and in your pace.
Well, I think style, driving style, has a lot to do with it as well. As you mentioned, Curtis, you know, it's really nice if you can share setups, and if you're suitable to a similar setup in the cars, would make life and practices a whole lot easier for you.
Yeah, it's nice when teammates in your setup and you go, oh yeah, this is nice, and you just roll with it, you know. But had setup sent to me before, and I was like, oh, what is this garbage, you know? And I'm sure I've done the same thing to my teammates too. In fact, they've told me so much. I'm like, what is this? This is junk. I was like, sorry, you know, it works for me.
Well, we've only got about a minute and 30 left. Just want to put a bit of a shout out to everybody again. You know, NAGP is financed solely by donations. We appreciate every single penny, nickel, quarter, and dollar that comes in. So dig down, guys. If you're enjoying racing here, dig in. Throw the NAGP a little bit of a donation and keep this thing going. It's probably one of the finest race organizations, and it's been a pleasure to race and broadcast here.
Yeah, definitely going to second that, Jack.
And on behalf of Curtis and myself, I can tell you our wages are very, very reasonable here at NAGP. They don't pay us a lot. We don't get the big broadcaster dollars like they do in some of the other network channels, but we're happy to come by and give our little part whenever we can.
You know, rumor has it that since Speed no longer has any real racing on their TV, they might have some broadcasters available there, so rumor has it trying to get some of those guys over here.
Well, let's just get rid of those rumors right now, Curtis. I mean, if those guys are coming in, they'd be taking all those big bucks away from us. We can't have that. Well, warm-up time is done. We're getting ready for a race. Any predictions tonight?
Predictions. Well, I'm going to put Andres Ferrero up there in the third spot. I think he's going to pull another amazing drive out, that Ferrari, get it up on the podium. It's going to be a tough to take the win, but I think he'll be fast, get it up there in the top 3.
Well, I am going with Rich Roman tonight.
Going with Roman. I think David Poel might have it in him in that Koenigsegg. I think that car looks good around here tonight, and it's time for Koenigsegg to take the top spot around here at Estoril.
Well, that would be nice. I do like that car. I think the Egg's a great car. But in practice, Roman looked really rock solid, and he looked pretty solid here in qualifying. Well, we're ready to go racing. And as before, Curtis, I think, part of my screen is blocked off here with the chat board. I'm going to hand it over to you for our rundown of the race.
All right. I can run them all down here. That's what I was doing. I wasn't talking a whole lot. I was actually writing names down. But I can see the whole screen here. Starting at the top, John Sportelli, if you want to click on them there. Starting second, Juan Monroy. Third, David Poel. Starting fourth will be Richard Roman. Then starting fifth will be Kevin Savoie. Starting sixth, Andrew Werner. Seventh, Andres Cole. Eighth, Chris Moses. His teammate right behind him, Al Merrimon, in ninth. And Aaron Parsons in that Viper will be starting 10th. Starting 11th, John Solberger. 12th, Marty Urin. 13th will be Brad Maris. 14th, Laurent Weisman. 15th, Sam Rolfe. And starting 16th will be Salem Montgomery Jr. Starting 17th, Marco Conti. 19th is John McIntyre. 20th, Jared Keane. 21st, Gregory Myers. 22nd, Andres Prieto, and with the no qual tonight will be John Wathens bringing up the back of the field. 23 starters tonight. Temperatures, not so bad. Pretty good day for racing, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. On the track, 82 degrees ambient. No forecast for rain. It's going to be a nice sunny day out here in Portugal.
Well, that is a good thing. A nice dry track for these guys to run on. I think in AGP this season I've had enough rain and wet tracks. Thank you very much. 2 seconds to go. We're ready to go. And they're off. Sportelli. It is 3 wide. What? Oh, what a split there. Holy jumping going into the first corner. Sportelli on the inside. Holy jumping. We have got a gaggle of cars going through there. Sportelli, Poel, Roman, Monroy, Savoie, and Werner. The top 6. Cole in 7. John Sportelli hangs out at first. How was it in the back there?
Pretty clean, except for one guy got caught out. I didn't see exactly what happened to him, but Chris Moses is all the way back in 22nd place.
Ouch. That is not going to go well with Chris. He had a terrible start on Thursday night as well. Aaron Parsons into 9th. Weisman 10. Urin in 11. Douglas 12. Maris in 13th. Conti in 14th. Keane 15. Prado in 16. Montgomery Jr. into 17. Myers in 18th. He's up a few spots already. Chris Moses up to 19th. McIntyre in 20. Solberger 21st. Sam Rolfe in 22nd. And Wathen in 23rd.
Looks like Wathen Hassel had either he let everybody go or he had a little had to sit and wait also. But he got underway.
Well, he didn't have a sit and wait penalty, but it might not have been a bad idea just to let them clean up for a few seconds.
Yeah, maybe. I saw him just sitting there at the start of the race, so maybe he just figured let everybody go,
completed the first lap, and Sportelli is still out in front. With David Poel in second. Rich
Juan Monway had a little bit of trouble. He's back in fifth place.
Roman up to third, Savoy in fourth, and as you said, Juan Monroy into P5. Andrew Werner in the other Koenigsegg into P6.
Andrew Werner staying stationary qualified.
All over the back of Monroy. Have a look on the outside, now a look on the inside. Might have thought it's a little early to be pressing this hard.
I'm keeping an eye on Andres Prieto. He's already worked his way up to 15th spot, so Andres again is on the charge.
15th spot, he's picked up what, 8 spots, 9 spots in one lap?
He started 22nd. 7 spots.
Well, the top 7 cars got themselves spaced out a little bit. P3, Rich Roman. Having a look on the outside of Poel. Looked like Rich wanted to make it too wider on that corner there.
He did a great job of just protecting the spot without having to do any blocking. He just covered his line.
And Kevin Savoy is taking advantage of that and is all over the back of Rich Roman now. I don't think Poel is going to want to let Sportelli get too far out in front.
Yeah, I think Davis probably racing his mirrors at the moment because Sportelli's already pulled about 1.5 seconds out while these three are battling here for second.
Well, this battle for second is really between 3 cars right now, as they're all getting pretty bumperishly close. And Monroy is not too far off Savoy either. And Werner's not far behind him in the P6. Andre Cole having a good look at the back of Werner's Koenigsegg. And Big Al Merriman trying to close that gap.
Wide. I don't know if he's close, but look who's got right on his bumper is Aaron Parsons.
Absolutely.
Went through this a few races
And
ago.
Aaron on
Aaron
the
going down
inside.
inside.
And, I couldn't really see from this view if there had a little bit of a contact there, but it is definitely close racing there for that spot. P8 and 9 hotly contested between Parsons and Big Al.
I'm not getting an inch and not moving over. No need to. This is good.
And in behind them, it looks like we've got Weisman, Marty Uren, and Brad Mer. There is a good 5-car battle going on there.
Battles everywhere.
And this is what we expect here. And these guys, this is what everybody wants when they come out to race here at NAGP. We all want to race.
Quick Andres update, 13th.
Holy jumping, he'll be joining this fray any minute now. On board with Brad Maris. And through the S's, Brad making a move here.
He's got to move on because his teammate about 3 seconds and behind him getting closer. It's down to 2 seconds now.
Well, and probably going to go by him in the next couple of turns here. Brad Maris Mears having a look on the inside here.
Lost somebody up.
Yeah, it sounds like we might have lost a couple of drivers already tonight.
Yeah, I've heard two. Two disappeared with technical issues. Looks like we just lost Marco Conti. I didn't see what happened to him. I think he may have hit something and he's parked it. So down to 20 runners already 3 laps into this race.
Well, you never know with Marco if he hit something on the track or hit something on his keyboard. You never know with that fellow there.
Just lost John Sportelli, our leader, is just left the game, which puts David Poel into the lead.
We lost Sportelli discoed? He's out?
Sportelli is gone.
Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry we missed that. Was concentrating on some other races going on in the race, and that's what happens here when you've got a very inexperienced cameraman up here in Control Central. Well, there's your race leader, David Poel.
Marty Ernst put it into the kitty litter, and he's gone all the way back to 18th, probably going to drop back to 19th spot. He's got a big dent in the side of his car. So Marty Ernst having some problems out there.
Well, it is Poel, Roman, and Savoy. 1, 2, 3. When I say 1, 2, 3, that's the gap. Probably 1, 2, 3. Savoy having a look on the inside. Savoy, P3, chasing down Roman and Poel. Juan Monroy up to P4. Andrew Warner in P5, all over the back of him. And Andre Cole trying to close the gap on these drivers. Big Al Merriman not too far behind either. Parsons all over the back of Big Al. Big Al's doing a great job of driving defensively to keep Parsons in behind him. This is right along. Can't hold it. Oh, side-by-side action here. Big Al, hold them off. Oh boy, that was fun to watch there, folks.
I was doing a quick rundown here. That's why it disappeared. We've got 4 drivers out: John Sportelli, Sam Rolfe, Marco Conti, and Jared King, all out of the race.
So both. Now I'm not mistaken, isn't Sam Rolfe John Sportelli's teammate? Both those cars are out?
Both cars out.
Not good for the champion driver, or the team championship points.
Certainly can't help him, that's for sure, huh?
Well, it looks like things have settled down a little bit between Al and Parsons. Parsons not quite as close as he was in the last lap. Big Al, part of the PMR racing team, racing out of Lowell, Massachusetts, in the Lambo. I'm just going to cycle back and see how the other drivers are doing. We've got Prado in P9 and Brad Mears all over the back of him. Andrew Prado has made it up to P9 past his teammate. as you predicted, that didn't take too long, did it?
It did not take long, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. He's running into 134s on Prieto is at the moment. Pretty much everybody in front of him is running into 35s. Kevin Savoy, 34s as well. So when he starts, it's going to be a little tougher for him to move up now, running about the same pace as the people in front of him. So maybe a couple more spots for the picking. After that, it's going to get tough for Andres.
Well, Brad and Andre, a pair of Ferraris chasing each other around the track and chasing down the competition, and they are closing the gap to the cars in front of them.
John Rothman has called it a night. Marty Urine, after starting 12th, has dropped all the way back to the last place at the moment. The last man running in 18th, 28 seconds behind our leader, so he's got a lot of work to catch back up.
Boy, sorry we didn't catch that, but that's not a typical move for our senior statesman, Marty. Gup Douglas in P11, Lauren Bison chasing Gup down to P12, and Chris Moses up to P13. And as we said, Chris had dropped way back at the start as well. Unfortunately, something happened to him. That'd be 2 races in a row for him. He won't be a happy camper out there, but he'll get the bit between his teeth, hunker down, and I'm sure he is going to move on up here.
Yeah, I don't know if he got tagged or something, or maybe he just went out trying not to hit anybody in turn 3. Had a couple more bumps and bangs and 4. He's working his way back up.
Yeah,
the car. Clear that out of his mind. Just concentrate on tonight's race, huh?
Yeah, the car looks good. It doesn't look like he's got too much damage on, none that we can see. So it should be handling all right for him, and obviously is. He's up to P13, and there right behind him in P14 is Greg Myers. He is moved up. I think he started in 26.
Yeah, Greg Myers is down in 21st. 23 starters. 23 starters tonight. Sorry about that. Just banging into my microphone there.
So he's picked up 7 spots and just smoothly driving his race, followed by Johnny McIntyre and John Solberger down to P16. Salem Montgomery Jr. in P17 and Marty in behind him.
Into Andre, so he's fighting with Al, and looks like Aaron Parsons just made the pass on Al, but now Al's got Andres all over.
And they've been battling back and forth constantly. Rich Roman
Andres
still
wants him now. Keep an eye on him.
Poel out in front. Rich Roman in P2. Savoy in 3. Monroy in 4. Werner in 5, Cole in 6, Parsons 7. And Big Al Labas Merriman in P8. But Big Al's coming under pressure now by guess who? Andre Prado. Let's go on board with Andre.
Andres is right there. He took a few peeks there at Al and got up kind of excited and had to back out. He's working his way back up there. Sizing Al up, I think, but Al won't make it easy.
Sights set on Mr. Parsons, and Prado's got his sights set on both these guys.
Andres has definitely been the guy on the move tonight.
So Brad's having a real good ride tonight. You know, hanging on to the back of his teammate. And this will go well for the Anger Racing team for those team championship points.
Yeah, if it's, you know, if they can keep it going, we're real early into this race, but this will definitely help them, that's for sure.
Douglas down to P11 and harassed by Lauren Weisman. Lauren Weisman in the Nissan R35 on Michelin tires, one half of the French Connection. And guess who's in behind these two culprits? Chris Moses. Chris Moses in the Lambo on Michelin's. One half of the PMR racing team racing out of Toledo, Ohio.
Just got some work to do, but with the update, Andres did the pass down the long straight on Al. Al got Ferrari past the Lamborghini, as it should be. And made the pass, so now Andres has got Aaron Parsons to the side.
Boy, there's one guy who has really stepped up his racing game, both Mondays and Thursdays. Did Andre get laid off from his real-time job as all he does all day is practice for NAGP racing? Holy jumping.
I'm not so sure the guy has a job. He races cars, he goes and travels to kind of, you know, North America, South America, racing go-karts. Went up to the Austin Grand Prix up there in Texas. Traveling.
Well, just cycling back here, P14 is Rick Myers, followed by Johnny Mack in P15, Solberger in this trio here. 14, 15, 16, and Marty Urin in 17, hunting down this trio as well. Salem Montgomery in P18. Out in front, here's your race leader, David Poel.
And not by much. Only by, what, a couple of tenths over Richard Roman, huh?
Yeah, those three are out front, and they're hanging on to each other. You know, I'm not quite sure what happened to Sportelli, but these next three cars are pretty evenly matched, and they may just end up dogging each other all the way through this whole race as long as somebody doesn't make a major mistake. Oh, but it sure looked like Rich Roman had a bobble coming off that last corner. Gave Savoy a look.
And we've seen Kevin Savoy. He was able to make the car go last a little longer, and he was able to make a quick, short fuel stop before. And I think that was Japan where he was able to do that.
You are right. You are correct too. Oh, and Roman has got that car all sideways. On board now with Savoy.
That Maserati.
Yeah, that Savoy really has that Nissan figured out. He can really get that thing moving this year. They really want to get out here and race together.
Guys all running in the 34s, mid 34s, well evenly paced. Looks like we're working lap 13 at the moment.
You know, and by the look on the screen there, we're not too far back from, looks like Monroy has, maintaining a visual.
Not that far back. He's only 3 seconds off the leader. Puts him only, 2.5 seconds behind Kevin Savoy to get up into that fight for third.
And all it's going to take, with the pressure on these top three guys, all it's going to take is one little bobble, and that'll really allow Monroy to catch up. And look for one of these podium positions.
Yeah, Monroy's keeping his pace pretty steady. Mid 34, he's running with low 34 than mid 34s, so he's doing pretty good with his pace too in that GT1. Track temperatures are around 101, so they're staying pretty steady, so the guys know what to expect out of the tires.
Boy, oh boy, it is really tightening up here at the front here. Big slide by Roman. Savoie having another look. And another slide by Roman.
Maybe Kevin's got a little bit better car than Rich Roman. We saw this earlier race where Roman wasn't faster car for a while, but the handling went away.
Yeah, you know, just from my viewpoint, it looks like Savoie is running maybe a little bit smoother line, a little cleaner. Rich seems to be sliding that car around and maybe fighting a little bit more. And conversely, Poel out in front just looks really steady. You know, he's not pulling away, but he just looks really steady. Again, Roman with a big lurch and a slide there.
Yeah, every time he comes up out of that hill, out of that hilly chicane there, that car gets real loose on him. So, you know Kevin's made a note of that, but Maserati got some legs down the straight.
Yeah, Kevin would really need to be up nice and tight just before that corner there where Roman's having a bit of trouble to capitalize on that.
Kevin moves up here in the infield section. I think if Kevin wants to make a move toward, he's going to have to do it in after that long sweeping right-hander. He's going to flip the hill here up the left here. And that sweeping left coming up now. He's going to have to get up on Roman here to make a pass in that braking zone.
Yeah, that
this
Lambo
section here, I think is what Kevin's going to want to have to do it.
That Lambo just seems to have some straight line speed that Kevin just can't catch up with.
Well, either that or you think Kevin might just have to rethink his strategy a little bit, you know? Maybe he'll go, well, I'm just going to...
Yeah, I'm in P3 and I'll wait for Roman to make maybe a little bigger mistake, a little bigger slide, and slide by cleanly. But in the meantime, I just dropped back to P4.
Roman's sliding every single time out of that hill.
He does, and one of them is going to be worse than one of the others, and Kevin is going to be able to slide on by. I just moved back to P4 with Juan Monroy, and he's got these guys in sight, so you can bet he is going to press if he can a little harder and try and close that gap. He sees him real good at the end of this big long straight here.
He's still about 2.5 seconds off, so he's there. But these top three guys, this is the battle right now. Maybe Aaron Parsons. It's like Andres Priedo's gotten around Aaron Parsons, so Andres is up to 7th. And he's only a second or so in front of 6th spot, or behind 6th spot with Andres Phil. So.
Well, there you go. I've just dropped back to P5 now, and Andre Werner has got about the same view to Monroy that Monroy has to the podium guys. So these guys are still well in it.
Yeah, top 5 guys are all still well in it.
Yep, Andre Cole, part of the agency racing team in the Maseratis, and they're currently in P6 with Prado all behind him. Great drive, Andre, up to P7. You are an inspiration, fella. And Parsons in behind him in P8. Big Al Merriman not letting Parsons get away too much. all sorts of curb there. Didn't look like that Lambo really liked that curb too well. Well, the only time I've been in a Lambo, the suspension didn't seem like it was that soft that it would take curbs that well, to be honest with you.
I'm doing a good job hanging on there in 9. Not letting Aaron get away from him.
And Brad Maris in the P10. Gup Douglas running in P11. Yeah, it's great to see Gup up to P11. Looks like he's having a decent race in the Ferrari. But his Monday night teammate coming up hard. He's going to want to take that spot. Into P13, followed by John McIntyre in P14, and Marty Uren all behind him in P15. Solberg in P16, and Lauren Weisman P17. Sam Montgomery trying to hang on back in P18. Back up in front, your race leader, David Poel.
You can pretty much call it race leaders. These three have been just like this the whole race after this Poel drop.
Yeah, this will be great. You know, a few of the races so far this year, folks, we've seen the pole sitter get out in front and literally check out and run away with these things, and that might have been the case tonight if Sportelli's luck had held out, but it didn't. And currently we've got Poel, Roman, and Savoie 1, 2, 3.
Kevin looking everywhere. Inside, outside, inside, outside.
Yeah, Roman's mirrors have just got to be full with that white Nissan. And as you said, inside, outside.
Quickie update, Juan Monroy's he's put it into the kitty litter, so he's dropped back 12 seconds off the leaders now.
He was
Andrew Warner get by him.
He was hanging in real well here with these guys as well.
He was, but not anymore. Ooh, Kevin Savoie getting loose there out of that last long corner.
Well, they're all pressing. I don't think any one of these guys, I don't think any one of them want to settle for anything. And Savoie having a look on the inside there. Boy, as you said, he is looking for anything. Rich is not giving him anything to look at, though.
Saw David Poel went a little wide into that first corner. Able to gather it up, didn't cost him anything, obviously, but so yeah, all three of these guys are pushing pretty hard. Looks like we've got another DNF, Weisman's out of the race.
Savoie on outside. Roman hanging on the inside.
Dangerous. And knowing how loose Roman is to take the pass.
Yeah, that was a great pass. That really was. I mean, clean. I don't think those two cars touched. I don't think you're going to put a paper clip between the two of them. And with the way Rich has been sliding that going, boy, big slide by Rich again. And the way he's sliding that around, you know, Savoie's got to wonder, where can I stuff it in here without getting into trouble?
Put it in there and hope for the best. Now he's going to chase down David Poel. I think he was maybe getting a little bit frustrated there behind Roman.
Well, and conversely, I think Roman was probably getting a little frustrated having that guy all over his tailpipe.
Don't know what's up with Juan Monroy, but he's stuck on the side of the road out there. Back in last place. I don't know what he's doing. He's finally... He may have a flat tire. Yeah, Juan Monroy has parked it.
Oh, that's too bad. He was running a real solid 4th place there. Well, there's your top 3. Poel, Savoie, Roman. A real dogfight we got up here for the podium. And it's not going to be a big surprise to watch these. Another great drive for this driver tonight. Parsons in 7. Big Al still all over the back of Parsons. These two have been duking it out for most of the night as well. Brad Maris in the P9.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Salem Montgomery is in the pits on lap 20, so that's the right pace for a 2-stopper. So maybe if he started on some softer tires, hoping, but he's sitting in the pits right now, going a lap down.
Well, I don't think he collected any damage, so he didn't. He shouldn't have had to get off for any aero damage repair or handling repair. So maybe just a miscalculation of fuel, or as you say, tires too soft for the heat.
Maybe.
Well, Chris Mosley got by Gup Douglas, but Gup is doing his best to keep that Ferrari up in touch with that Lambo. Greg Myers into P12, and John McIntyre and Marty Uren.
Kevin Savoie fighting for the lead. A little tapping on the back of David Poel. That lead up front is not over by any means.
No, this has been a heck of a race from the drop of Sport Tally. This has been a heck of a race for the lead here.
Rich Roman, even though he's been sliding that car around, he's right there on the back of Kevin Savoie still. So.
And I just got in car with Rich, and I guess he's given Savoie a taste of Savoie medicine. I'm not as experienced a driver as you are, Curtis, but it sure seems like Poel is running a real... He had a little bit of a slide there, but oh, and here we go. Roman just went by Savoie. Savoie slid out. Well, we're probably going to see more of this. This is great.
This is good. Yeah, that's a little mistake. A little mistake by Kevin there, a little deep into that corner. And it looks like Kevin is probably getting a little bit of a loose car now, so maybe he's not going to be able to run the long stint like he has done in the past. So,
well, it is nervy to have somebody on your bumper lap after lap after lap, knowing that you've got to push it to the edge of your limits because the driver behind you is as well. But these guys have given each other a taste of each other for the last half dozen laps, and it is definitely not over. But as I mentioned earlier, Poel just looks rock solid out there. Boy, you sure picked it tonight, I'll tell you.
That car is not moving around at all. He's just, he's not overcooking it anywhere. The car, like you say, it looks, we're not in the thing driving it, but it sure does look nice and smooth for him.
It sure does. It looks like he's got that thing on rails, and he's just out driving his own race. Even though these guys are up behind him, it doesn't he's driving like he's not under pressure, and that's a credit to David Poel. Now we got Savoie having another look. Boy, oh boy, this is great action we got going here tonight. Savoie sliding the car around.
Not the easiest.
You know, Savoie is starting to look like Roman.
Yeah, he is. You know, this isn't the easiest track to make a pass on, so maybe David Poel is onto something here. Save the tires, just run the pace, make them pass you, and instead of pushing super hard like these guys are and taking a chance of putting it off. His pace is fast enough to keep you behind him, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it doesn't appear to be an easy track to pass on. And I don't know if these guys, Roman and Savoie, have the pace to put a good clean pass on Poel right now.
Ridge battling it out. They're running about 35. David Poel's teammate, back in fourth, is able to run high 34, so he didn't take a few tenths out every lap. So Andrew Warner's, even though he's about 7 seconds behind the leader, he's only 5 seconds behind Kevin Savoie. So if they keep at it like this, they're going to have a fourth car in the battle here at the end of this race.
Well, that sure would make things interesting up here to see 4 of them going up for the podium.
Roman's teammate, Andres Poel, another in fifth. A ways back in fifth place there, 17 seconds behind the guys.
So it's Maseratis and Koenigsegg's.
I'm a little surprised to see the back of that Nissan jumping out like that. We hadn't seen him doing that earlier, so.
Roman took that one a little tight going in, and it looks like, boy, Savoie is all over him. And now, you know, Roman is right up into the back of Poel now. Roman is going to make a pass for the lead. I am sure of it here. Boy, the power of that Koenigsegg down the straight, that is surprising. Maserati, and Savoie on the outside. Oh boy, this is good. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Oh, Savoie with a big lurch there. You know, I think as Roman is trying to stay out of the way of Savoie, they are catching Poel up.
We're only working lap 25, so you want to make it to the halfway point of this race.
Savoie on the outside is gonna. Oh nope, Roman is gonna hang on to that. Savoie just staying off the grass there.
Same spot we made the pass before.
Woo. Curtis, this is great racing. Boy, the way that Maserati is swinging around is just incredible.
Maybe we get one of those side-by-side ballet passes from those cars in this dirt track around the corner, huh?
Well, it looks like they gave themselves a little bit of breathing space on this lap, though.
Okay, everybody gathering their breath, right?
Well, you know, you can only go that hard and that close, you know, so long before you've got to either back off and rethink what you're doing, or you're gonna catch yourself out.
Costing these guys time. Andrew Warner is only about 4 seconds now behind Savoie. So all this battling is costing them track time.
Oh, and Poel put it off the track. He's off into the kitty litter. He is back up, but he is on third now. And quite a bit behind. Boy, oh boy, David will not be happy with himself. It was an unforced error. And you know Savoie now smells the race lead. He's just not looking to take Roman now. He is looking to take the lead in the race.
Roman's teammate Andres Poel is up on the jacks right now. He's filled up, changing the tires. So Andres in on lap 26. Going to make it a long second stint on.
And we've got our race leader Roman into the pits, Savoie into the pits, Poel into the pits. Werner is staying out. Werner is now your race leader. Maris is staying out. Chris Moses coming around. Let's see what he does.
He'll be coming in.
Moses coming in. Gup Douglas staying out. Greg Myers coming around. Let's see what he does now.
Betsy stays out?
Absolutely. You nailed it right on. That's why you are the best. Solberger into the pits. Marty staying out. McIntyre stays out.
I think Kevin Savoie is probably going to be able to have a quicker stop. Let's see, the car gets a little bit better gas mileage. Rich Roman down off the jacks, going first. Kevin Savoie off the jacks, and he's down at the end of pit lane.
And he's out in front.
He's going to make the pass. Making the pass
on pit lane.
That's the easy way to do it, isn't it?
Well, there's still going to be nose to tail, so this isn't over by a long shot, folks. Savoie can only hope that he can maybe give himself a little bit of breathing space here.
David Poel also, obviously, he just a few seconds behind him.
Yeah, a bit of a heartbreaker there for Poel. That was an unforced error on his part. He just appeared to
Andres
wide.
Andres, Allen, Brad all hit pit lane. Looks like Andrew Warner the only one staying out.
Chris Moses back out on track. Solberger looks like he's heading out. Salem Montgomery, I don't think he's come in yet. And we got Werner currently in P1, but he's probably going to come in and take his pit.
Marty Aaron coming in. Bridger Myers is in. John McIntyre in. So it looks like everybody's cycling through their pit stops now. We'll be back to our running order here. Our leader, Kevin Savoie.
Yep, we'll see if Werner's coming in.
I would think Werner would probably come in this lap. But then again, there are a lot of people in the pit lane. He may, if he could stretch it out another lap, he may, he'd like to do that. But nope, here he comes.
And that'll leave Savoie for P1. Savoie.
Parsons had a really good pit stop, moved himself up into 5th place. Andres Credo all the way up to 6th after the pit stop. Well, 5th after the pit stops. Passing Andrew here.
Some of these guys have got great pit strategies and wonderful crews because they get in and get out. I don't know how they do it.
Got to be quick on the buttons, I guess.
Boy, oh boy,
Only thing I can figure, you gotta be fast in the inner buttons.
They must. That pit cycle in Monday night cost me 3 positions.
Practice. Actually practice. That's how I finally figured out how to do it one day.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Savoy, Roman, Poel, and Werner. He's on his way out. Is he going to hang on to P4?
He'll hang on to P4. We'll just see. He'll probably be, what, about 4 or 5 seconds back from Poel.
Yep, and if these guys can get into a battle up front, it'll allow Andrew to maybe close up that gap a little bit. P5, Aaron Parsons. You were right. He's, boy, oh boy, done a great job to move up in the field tonight, hasn't he? And Prado into P6.
He has done a good job, yes.
P6, that's 16 spots he's moved up?
Yeah, Parsons started in 10th spot, so he's moved up 4.
Yeah, and Prado started in 22, I believe.
He did.
And he's now up to P6. Yeah. Lovely 16 positions. He gets the Hard Charger Award for tonight.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the standings here, and I wonder if we might have a little bit of, not team orders, they're probably just some team sportsmanship here. If Andrew Werner should, probably going to help his teammate out, David Poel, who's in a really close fight for the lead of the championship. I don't think Werner would make any attempt to pass David. Probably do anything he can to help him out. Warner's back in 21st spot with only 7 points, while his teammate Poel is up in 4th spot with 69 points, only 11 points behind the leader, Aaron Parsons. So let's see if Werner can get up there and help his teammate or not. Definitely going to be a good shot in the arm for these guys in the team championship. Around with Al Merrimon, who has got Andres Cole sneaking up on him, it looks like. Andres looking for that 7, trying to steal that 7th spot away from Al. Al's been running up there in the top 10 all night, having a pretty good run. Been fighting with the best of them, Andres and Aaron and Brad. Al's definitely picked up the pace this season in GT1. The boss. Looks like Andres may have a little bit of pace. Now Chris Moses.
just saying it'd be interesting to see if Andre has the same handling problems as Rich Roman has in the same spots on the track.
I'll be right back when I come around. Grab a cup of water and right back.
Absolutely. On board Andre Cole in P8. Chasing down Big Al Merriman. Brad Maris, our NAGP driving instructor, and one of them in P9, followed by Chris Moses in P10. Bit of an unfortunate start. Didn't catch his at the beginning, Chris. 2 races in a row for you. But I'm sure you're going to bounce back here. Trooper got lots of clean air and putting down some solid laps here. Running the 134s. That's on pace with the leaders. Gup Douglas hanging on to the back of Chris Moses and the Ferrari. Greg Myers got Gup Douglas in his sights. Greg made his way all the way up and now sitting in P12. Greg's one of the smoothest drivers we have here at NAGP. Taught me a lot at driver school. Thanks, Greg. Always driving the line like you told me. Our senior statesman, Marty Urick. Solberger got a battle going on here, folks. Let's just ride around with Solberger and see how these two make out. Solberger having a look on the inside here, trying to get that big 4 GT power down.
Water and a cookie.
Oh boy. Just riding along here with Solberger. He's chasing down Johnny McIntyre.
Back-to-back action here, huh?
You know what? There is only a couple of cars in this whole race that aren't seeing much action right now, and I think one of them is Salem Montgomery Jr. in P16, and Chris Moses, who's running in P10. He seems to have some pretty clean air out there. Kevin Savoie out in front. Rich Roman in P2. And David Poel at P3. Looks like there's a little bit of breathing room between these 3 cars after that pit rotation.
We probably learned a little bit about each other there in the towards the end of that stint.
Well, I'd say they
all probably come to each other.
I think they learned a lot that is very tiring running nose to tail, flat out, for 45 minutes, and that's only half the race. Poel coming up to some lap traffic. Salem takes it long boy to get out of the way. Always like to see those lap cars get out of the way. I'm one of them who's continually moving over for the faster cars, but it is one of my pet peeves to see guys actually try to race these lapping cars and hinder them and get in their way and be a pain in the butt. So my little pet peeve to all you drivers, get the hell out of the way when you got a faster car coming through. I do, and if I don't, you can take it to me personally.
She cracked me up.
It just drives me insane. You know, sometimes when we watch some of these drivers holding the other guys up, Curtis, it's infuriating to watch as an observer. You know, I know it's completely different when you're in the car, but as an observer, I just want to go and literally reach into the screen, grab the car, and move them out of the way.
It'd be nice to have that kind of power, wouldn't it? Click, dink, dink them out of the way.
Well, it would if I could make the cursor actually active. Well, I just had a car off the track there. Savoie has put the car off the track and has dropped down to P3.
There's mistake number 2. And that's only going to put him a couple of seconds in front of Andrew Werner, so another mistake like that, and that's going to get him off the podium.
Absolutely, and now Werner has got him in sight, and you can bet Andrew is probably chuckling right now, thinking, I'm smelling P3.
Keeps on the track, nice and smooth. He just might be able to get that P30.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're right. These Koenigseggs look fairly solid out there tonight.
They do. I saw David pitch it into the corner there, but that's a little odd for him all race, but maybe he just misjudged the entry there. I think that was going up the hill in that left-right chicane. But, yeah, David was looking pretty smooth through that floor. Well, for most of that first stint, so I'll make that mistake at the end of it.
I thought so too. I thought he looked rock solid out there for 44 and a half minutes out of 45 minutes of the first half of the race.
So we know that Rich Roman's car seems to get real loose towards the bottom third of the stint, so I think we're in for a real good finish here.
I was going to say the last 15 minutes of this race is probably going to be a real barn burner. And we've had some really...
Hope we haven't cursed ourselves.
No, I hope so too. Savoie looked like he had another little bobble there. Not unusual. I mean, he was pitching that car pretty much around when he was battling with Roman there for quite a while. But I think we should keep our eye on this Andrew Werner. I think he's going to sneak up here.
I wonder if Kevin made some tire pressure changes and not working out for him, because he looked real solid for the whole first 2/3 of that first stint, and looking a little ragged here now in the early parts of this second stint.
Yeah, and I think we've got to keep it all in perspective there, folks. When we say these guys are looking ragged, they're 1, 2, 3, 4 way out in front of the field. So as ragged as it might look, these guys are having a heck of a race out here. I'm just going to cycle back a little bit. Andre Prado up into P5. And, yeah, he's not going to be too far back either. Aaron Parsons in P6. Andre Cole in another Mazzy in P7. Big Al hanging on to P8. And Brad Mayer, there you go. There is our Monday night broadcast duo. Brad Mayer is chasing down Big Al Merriman. This will give him something to talk about next Monday. Nice
work, and now he's got Brad chasing him down. Also worked hard all night to stay in the top 10. For some more.
Yeah, a little bit of a slide there.
Temperatures have gone up a little bit. They've been fluctuating about 5-6 degrees. Got kept up to 103 again now.
Well, if it keeps climbing, these guys may end up with a little bit more wear than they had in the first stint. On board with Brad Mears.
Third.
Well, about a third through the second stint.
27 minutes left. Yeah, we're at 27 minutes left of this race.
close the gap here. And he might have it for the straight here. Brad can get the power down.
Now move around, make sure he doesn't get a draft. He'll be close, but he won't be close enough, I think, to make the pass. He'll have to wait.
Brad having a look. Al defending that line really well at the end of the straight. The duel of the Monday night broadcasters here, folks. Boy, and Big Al wasn't going to give it nothing away there.
Brad may have the inside line into that corner.
Side-by-side action doesn't get any better than this. It is intense here. Both of them getting out of shape. Holy jumping there are they are really battling for this position, aren't they? Brad gonna try the same move he did last time.
Stay up on him now. Get back into this back section and stay up on him on that start-finish straight. I think Brad will be able to make a pass. Just bide his time till you get there.
Yeah, if he can get in just a little closer on that back straightaway, I think he'd be able to grab him. What we saw with that action there, Al is not giving anything up there.
Brad's going to have to stay close, get up on him out of this quick section here, and then make sure you're in position to make the pass down the straight. Get the power down as short as you can out of this long right-hander.
You can see Brad trying to stay right in behind him.
Maybe he'll do it this lap either.
Al is just giving it, keeping just far enough away that, Brad's not being able to get an effective draft off that straight. Well, we're going to hang in here for a little bit more there, folks. These are our dynamic Monday night broadcast duo here, and they're duking it out tonight on Thursday night, GT1 Racing.
This is the closest battle on the track. Now the top three are the same. Roman, Savon, Poel. I'll keep you on tabs on that. Poel's teammate Andrew Warner within a second and a half of David Poel, though, so a little bit of breaking action up front. So
big bobble here by Al. Opening the door for Brad. Get up nice and tight.
But they lost Salem Montgomery. He's just
Salem's back in the pits.
Done. Yeah.
Oh, he's finished. Well, he did pit really early in the first part of the race there. Geez, Curtis, I don't know if you can give me some insight in there. On that back straightaway, Big Al is going in really close to that wall in center, about midway down the straightaway. Is there any discernible reason for that?
I think he's just thinking about breaking the draft off of Brad, make sure Brad can't get close enough to him. Maybe he thinks Brad's a little closer than he really is, and can't be all that grippy down there. I think it'd be better served for Al just to run his line and carry that speed. But what do I know? He's staying out front right now.
Well, he is indeed out front, but I do not think he is pulling away at all from Brad. Same gap again.
A little wide. That was a little wide, like getting into that section there, but it's not going to hurt him at all. You can see Brad trying to stay in the draft as little bit as he can, but following Al along that wall.
Yep, Brad trying to get the power down, snapping the rear in there.
Dirty side of the track there, but
yeah, the Ferrari seems to do real well in the little twisty bits here, closing up the gap and getting right on his bumper. And boy, you give Al some straight track there and he seemed full away, although it looks like Brad got a good run off on that section.
Washing out just a little bit in some of those corners, so maybe Brad able to get the power down just a minute second earlier on that one section. Brad can keep it clean up there. You've seen him hit that inside curve a lot. It's really taking away his momentum.
Yeah, this is where he's got to nail it.
Right there, he'll be able to get it down early right here, yeah. But those bumps, you can see the back end of the Ferrari hitting some of the bumps in the middle of that corner there. Maybe he's not able to get the car down as soon as he wants to.
Brad looking on the inside this time.
Big slide.
Oh, and he tipped him, he knocked him, but you know what? Consummate professional.
Look what happened. Al, I think, got a little sideways there and lost it, and really wasn't anywhere for Brad to go.
No, and, good on Brad. I mean, there he is. He's waiting for Big Al. But Al did get a little sideways there, and Brad gave him a little bit of the old pit maneuver. I don't think it was all intentional,
though. These guys are going to fight for this spot here, so, they're not going to have to worry about anybody coming up and fighting. So, yeah, Brad will come back by and they'll go back to battling.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think they want anybody else up in their battle. Two's enough here right now. Thank you very much for these two guys. I'm just going to cycle back through.
It has, like Chris.
And there goes Chris Moses.
Chris? Yeah, he just moved over and let Chris go, so...
Well, in Brad's defense, he was slightly out of shape there on that one corner.
you know, it's not something I'm uncommon with. I mean, some of the better drivers do a better job of it, but
once I pooch it, it takes me a little bit to settle back down again and get back in there.
I think now would probably let Chris go. Let him pick up a couple of extra points. He's got Aaron Parsons as the leader right now, but if Al lets Chris go, Chris will still lose only a couple of points to the lead championship leader Parsons. So. Rich Roman's the man right now making the big inroads on the leaders because he's out front of this race by 3 seconds over Kevin Savlon.
Absolutely, and you know, the big winners here tonight in the Drivers' Championship are going to be Roman and Poel. Are going to do real well out of this finish here tonight if it stays relatively where we are now. I mean, there's still a lot of racing to go yet, and we've seen anything can happen here. But PMR looks like they're going to be doing quite well if they can hang on to these positions and maybe even move up a little bit.
Yeah, they're looking real good right now. We've got 15 more minutes.
Brad,
time. We've got probably about 11 laps to go.
Brad looks like he's struggling a little bit right now. I don't know if he's used up his tires or... Well, I'm sure he'll get it back together.
It's only 6 seconds ahead of Gregory Myers.
And I just cycled back to Myers, and just coming along. Myers heading down the straightaway now, so hang on to your helmet there, Brad. They're coming to get you. P11, Gregory Myers. P12, Gup Douglas. The Gupper Douglas not too far behind, I don't think, Greg Myers. He's on the back straight as well. Marty Urin in P13 and Solberger in P14. Johnny McIntyre. Now these two guys have been battling quite a bit tonight too. This is battle that's been going on for quite a while, McIntyre and Solberger. And that's all we got running tonight. Everybody running is in the points.
Yeah, we've got 15 people left running out of 23 starters.
Roman out in front. Got that Vitaphone Maserati cooking tonight. Kevin Savoie at one point was our race leader there. Sort of on and off the track. Roman and Savoie put on a great show for most of this race. And David Poel in P3. Those three drivers have been duking this thing out for over an hour.
Temperatures have gone up quite a bit. We're up to 107 degrees now, so maybe this is affecting some people a little more than others. Those track temps.
You're probably right, Curtis, because in the last 15 minutes of the first stint, these leaders seem to be getting a little more slide out of their cars than they normally had. And if it's hotter now, it might be a little more than they had in the first stint.
And it's climbing. As we're talking, it's up to 108.
And this is going to make it very slippery as they start to lose some traction and the tires are getting to the end of their lifespan. Andrew Werner into P4. Prado up to P5. What a great job he's done tonight. Parsons in P6. Andre Cole in P7. Big Al, P8. Chris Moses, P9. Good job by that team tonight. Good on Chris to come back from that unfortunate start.
First lap schmozzle.
Oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
Is that what you call it?
It is a schmozzle in the first lap. I dread the first laps. I really do. Brad Maris in P10. Great show you gave us tonight, Brad. Greg Myers in P11. Mr. Drive the Line, steady as a rock. Here I come from the back to the front, into the top 10. Boy, oh boy. It's almost like clockwork every race this guy's in. Gupper Douglas, P12. Good finish for Gup. Good to see him up here. Good standing there. Marty Urin in P13. John Solberger in 14. And Johnny Mac, P15.
11 minutes left in this race.
And your race leader.
Currently working lap 47. So we got, what, about 9 laps left?
Yeah, it's just as you predicted. It wasn't going to go 60. You're right. I think you said 56, and that's probably what we're going to hit. That's why you are the best at this.
My head is getting bigger. Keep talking good about me, Jack.
Well, hey, gotta, because I haven't got a clue half the time where we are or what we're doing, Curtis. So I don't know what the heck I do without you up here, only jumping.
Page from Sport.
Gaps up front there, staying pretty steady. Kevin Savos is always around 3 seconds behind the leader Roman, and David Poel about the same behind Savoy there, so.
Yeah, Werner and Poel in the 05 Motorsport, that's going to help them out too.
Werner might be Senor.
Hello, yeah, Werner and Poel. This is going to help them out in the team championship. Andre Prado running P5. Aaron Parsons running out of Australia in P6. Andre Cole in P7. And PMR, Al Merriman, Chris Moses, 8 and 9. Brad Maris settled down. I think he's just driving his top 10 finish here tonight. I don't know if he drove himself out in the fight earlier with Big Al. But boy, that was a real interesting 3-4 laps we had on you there, guys. Marty Urin chasing down Gup Douglas. Couple of good competitors here. You can bet Marty's going to want to try and take that spot late in the race, and he looks happy in that car tonight. John Solberger, P14, and rounding out the pack, Johnny McIntyre. Well, Curtis, any last thoughts on what's going on here?
I don't know. I think the all it's gonna be it comes down to whose car is gonna be best at the end with these temperatures rising like this.
I'm just gonna switch over here to the leaderboard. Well, Roman's got about yeah, you know, they're about 2.5 seconds apart from each other. From 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got themselves all gapped out nicely. And barring any incidents, you know what? I don't know how
Absolutely. Wait, hold on. Yeah, about 6 laps.
I wouldn't doubt it's going to end like this. As you said earlier, do you think Poel is going to usher Werner by to?
Last lap or so, Kevin Savos pulled the second in on Roman, so.
Well, if he's gaining a second, that's enough. He's got enough laps left to do it.
Roman might be getting into that danger zone, those rear tires, and see if Kevin's going to be able to take advantage. Kevin's got him in sight.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, you know, Kevin seems to have some late staying power in that Nissan, you know, in the later stages of the races.
Got word that it was John Sportelli who was an early leader in this race. Just had technical issues and lost connection. So,
well, that is a crappy way to end the evening, end the week of practice. You know, to go out on some hardware issues, especially when I think he clearly had some serious pace on everybody here in the pack tonight.
You just see there now Kevin down to 1.7, 1.8 seconds behind. You saw Roman around that left-hand corner in the back of the car got way twitchy on him. So I think the race is on here for the win. I think Kevin's going to be able to get up on him here.
It definitely is, and you know what? The 3-4, the Koenigseggs, are not that far behind. And if these two front guys, Savoie and Roman, get into a tangle up here, this could make it very interesting really late on. Because there you are, Roman, Savoie, Poel, and Warner. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're all on the main straight together, but Savoie only 1.7 seconds behind. Leader.
On board with Savoie. Let's see if we can chase him down. I gotta get me a Nissan like that.
Loose in this corner up here. Something with a big V8 in it, yeah. Take this time, but down to 1.4.
Yeah, and Roman's got to be aware of that too. He's probably watching that up on his onboard display. Boy, a little bit of a slide there.
If you're Rich Roman, Kevin Savoie is in the danger zone now. Here he is.
Well, these top three cars have put on quite the show tonight. Actually, there's been a lot of good racing throughout the pack tonight. Field is a little lighter than we're used to here. I don't know where everybody is. Oh boy, mid-season, got everybody making mid-season repairs or changes. What's going on here tonight, guy?
Well, we had a lot of people leave. We did start with 20, 22, 23 guys, so a lot of dropouts this race.
Maybe we can send them 16 guys from the Monday Night League.
Maybe. Looks like Kevin took out half a second that last lap, so only 2.5 more laps to go.
We got some dust up in front.
Does Kevin have time?
You made mention earlier that this train. Whoa! Boy, Rich is all sideways, and you know that was very good driving by Savoie because that could have easily taken both of those guys out.
Kevin knows that Maserati struggles in that section every single time Roman comes out of that corner, hanging on for dear life. So, Kevin misses shift there. if you heard that or not.
I sure did.
On board or not.
You know, at this stage of the game, with engine health going down, that could have been disaster. Now, I believe I do hear a Koenigsegg coming up behind Savoie. And there we have David Poel. It is a three-way dog race now. My goodness, this is where we were an hour ago, folks. We're right back where we started.
Where did Poel come from? That was 4 seconds he made up there.
That had to be when Roman got sideways, and you know, Savoie backed off a little bit, not wanting to. That wreck would have just ruined their an hour and a half of superb driving by both those drivers. Now it's a three-way dogfight, and Werner's got to be behind them. No, a little farther back. Well, this is going to end well.
Well, we know where Roman struggles with this car up out of this left-right hairpin.
Yeah, that's right.
This left-right chicane.
And is again. It is. And it looks like, Savoie tried to get the power down. It looks like he just spun it a little bit there.
Like he might have one more chance at it.
It
doesn't make the pass now.
Poel is in tight for a draft. Poel is in tight for a draft. Poel is going on the outside. I don't know if that caught it. No! Savoie is gone off into the pits. Savoie is into the pits.
He must not have enough gas.
He must be out of fuel. And Poel is going to...
David Poel.
Poel is going to take this thing. I smell it right now, folks. It looks like he has got more power to put down than Roman. He is all over him. Roman, I can barely contain myself here.
He's paying attention. He knows he can get him up out of that chicane section, so I don't think he wants to wait that long. If you can pass him earlier, you do it.
And sure, you know what? It sure looks like this Koenigsegg has got the power on this Maserati right now. But, you know, you had mentioned earlier, we both had talked about it, that, you know, this Koenigsegg just looked deadly rock solid during the whole race. Here we go.
Make the pass. Oh, David backed out. He must be.
Roman gets it all wrong. He's done it. There it is. There it is, folks. My God, what a. And Rich. Rich. He put it into the curb. And, oh, my goodness. Hang on. Rich is now sideways. Andrew Werner's coming around. Andrew Werner is going to take P2. And is this the end of it?
David Poel, it's over. David Poel has won the race.
On the last lap. Andrew Werner, Koenigsegg. Prado is coming around for third, which is just a stunning turn of events. Rich Roman is parked at the side. You know, he's not even moving that car. I bet he is just got to be living. Absolutely living.
I wonder.
Savoie in 5th, Cole is 6th, Merriman in 7th, Chris Moses coming around in 8th, Brad Maris will finish up in 9th. Rich has just parked that thing. He is just, he must be out of that car, over the guardrail. You know what? He has jumped out of the seat. He's over the guardrail. He's just had enough for tonight. Boy, oh boy, this is just super exciting. Here's Scott Douglas wondering what the hell is Rich doing.
The problem is, he is parked up on the curb. He can't get it off the curb. He's stuck.
And I think you're right. And I think he's just said, that's it, I'm done. Marty, you
can't do anything about it.
In P12. Wow. Well, my goodness. Who did you pick to win this thing?
Quite the finish. I think I picked David Poel, and look who got third.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did. You picked David Poel to win this thing.
And Andrew Werner stole second place out of this. And the Poel, the Koenigsegg guys, man, 1-2 tonight, that's going to help them out a lot on the team championship. That's just great for them.
You know what? That has got to be one of the most stunning finishes that we've seen in a long time here, Curtis. I just can't believe that. I mean, we've got Weissman pulling into the pits, or Savoie pulling into the pits in on the last lap? Out of fuel.
Second to last lap.
Oh boy, what a turn of events. And Roman putting it off the track on the last lap with 2 corners to go is just absolutely unbelievable. Well, folks, I got to tell you, this is the norm for NAGP for us here. We just have a great time here. Curtis and I both enjoy doing the broadcast. And again, a little plug out for the NAGP. Thanks for Big Al, Chris Moses.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Let's we got David Poel up here with us. Let's ask him how he feels about this.
Mr. Poel.
Hi guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I thought the whole first stint, I thought those guys, I was holding them up. And I guess as the temperature went up, their car's getting a little looser. And then, of course, Kevin, I'm not sure what happened there with him not taking enough gas. But unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this is, you had me on the edge of my chair. This was just, what a crazy, crazy race. You guys fought for an hour and a half. You guys must be exhausted. It looked like it was a hell of a lot of fun out there. And then the end of the race, we've got one into the piss for fuel, one into the wall. Boy, oh boy, Koenigsegg 1-2. You must be thrilled.
Yeah, Andrew finished it off for the team. That was just, unbelievable. Just what a great night. I mean, it was so close the whole way. Those guys jumped me in I made that one mistake on my in-lap, and they both went through, and then they were both still in front of me after the pits. I mean, it looked like we were just all running identical laps for pretty much the whole race. So even we were, 4 or 5 seconds apart, it was just, on the edge the whole time, just trying to push as hard as I could, hoping something would happen. Sure enough, it did. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
Well, from our standpoint up here, as I made mention many times through the race, that Koenigsegg looked like it was on rails. It looked like you had a great setup going for you. It looked rock solid. How did it feel in the car?
The car's got doesn't have much front grip, so there's a lot of understeer. The good thing about that is we can run a lot of a very low rear wing and still have, a balanced car. And it was, I don't know if you saw, I was able to take a line over those bumps through that real twisty part leading up to the back straight. I don't know if the other guys could have done that. In the other mid-engine cars, it'd be pretty hard to do. So that was really the only reason I was on the same lap pace as them was because I could kind of take a cut over the curbing there. So yeah, the car's real stable. I mean, we lose out some with that front grip, but at a track like this with the slower corners, it's pretty good on mechanical grip. It just didn't have the downforce of some of the other ones. So yeah, the setup worked great, and like I said, couldn't be happier. There was a lot of excitement.
Well, it looked like a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun for us, and I'm sure it was a lot of fun for the viewers. Well, thanks a lot, David, and your teammate Andrew. Great 1-2 finish for the Koenigsegg. I love the car. I got to tell you, Curtis picked you to win the race, and boy, oh boy, he sure knows his stuff.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence, Curtis.
Yeah, no problem.
Unfortunately, he probably didn't have any money on you. So,
No, I don't.
Anyway, for NAGP TV, I'm Jack Ivey, and I'm along with...
And I'm Curtis Chandler. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us tonight, guys, and a big shout out there for that run from the back of the field for Andres Prieto, who snagged 3rd place. So, hey, thanks for joining us, guys.
And
good night, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming up and joining us, David. This is NAGP TV. We're signing off. We'll be back on the air Monday night. Join us Monday night.